president in this new town hall talking and pressed on his response to the coronavirus pandemic. It happened late last night, so a lot of our viewers this morning might not have seen that. Kayleigh, here's a bit on the president talking about herd mentality. Listen.
It is going to disappear. It's going to disappear.
But not if we don't take action, correct?
No, I still say it. It's going to disappear, George. And it's probably going to go away now a lot faster because of the vaccine. It would go away without the vaccine, George. But it's going to go away a lot faster with it.
It would go away without the vaccine?
Sure. Over a period of time. Sure. With time, it goes away.
And many deaths.
And you'll develop herd, like a herd mentality. It's going to be herd developed, and that's going to happen. That will all happen.
Kayleigh, there you heard the president talking about the virus is going to disappear, he said. It would go away without a vaccine, he suggested, talking about herd mentality. We have not heard such forecasts from Dr. Birx, Dr. Fauci, Admiral Giroir, and others. Is the president going at it on his own with these forecasts, or do the medical experts advising him agree with those forecasts?
Well, the term herd immunity is a medical term, which means that when you have a certain percentage of a population with antibodies, you have herd immunity, and it can be done via a vaccine or via prior illness that you develop the antibodies. It's a medical term, and what the president said very clearly there was that a vaccine gets you there quickest. We are on pace to get a vaccine in record time for a novel pathogen. That's what this president has always wanted. It's what he's achieving, and it's what he's achieving at a much faster rate than any prior president could, because he's tearing down bureaucracies, he's tearing down barriers, and making sure we have a safe, effective vaccine in a record time.
The president also took a question on masks from a person in the crowd, and I should mention that this was a crowd, we were told, of undecided voters. Even some of them disclaimed that they voted for the president back in 2016, but he was pressed on mask wearing, and here was his response.
By the way, a lot of people don't want to wear masks. There are a lot of people think the masks are not good. And there are a lot of people that, as an example,
Who are those people?
Well, I'll tell you who those people are. Waiters.
Doesn't this just give critics more room to criticize the president for going against the science? This science, Dr. Fauci and others say mask wearing is a good thing to protect the spread of this virus.
The president was making the point that actually Dr. Fauci made back in March, which is this, that a mask doesn't provide perfect protection, that there are unintended consequences. And he goes on, when he mentions the waiter, to describe exactly what those unintended consequences can be if you touch the mask and then you go on to touch a plate, he noted. So he was merely pointing out some of the flaws that can come with it, the unintended consequences, which even Dr. Fauci has noted.
I think the point is, though, that Dr. Fauci today says wearing a mask is a good thing, and couldn't that accidentally lead someone in the public to think that the president says sometimes this is not a good thing to be wearing a mask, particularly a waiter at restaurants as restaurants try to reopen across the country?
No, because the president has said innumerable times from the White House podium and elsewhere that wearing a mask is patriotic. He's done it himself when he can't socially distance. He's encouraged it, but he'll also note the unintended consequences as he described in detail last night.
All right, I got to ask you about these stimulus talks.